And when I go to run, the guy that I knew, he grabs me and we start tussling. So he telling his man that had the gun, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. So I'm like, nah, this dude not gonna shoot me. He gonna have to shoot his friend first. My brother asked me to share something about before I came to know Christ as my Savior. There was a time I got shot. I got robbed and I got shot. And it was so funny because I didn't know at the time it was God, but he was revealing things to me that was about to take place. This dude wanted me to make a deal with him. So the whole day he was calling me and I brushed him off and I just kept brushing him off and I kept brushing him off. But I kept saying, why am I just brushing this dude off? And but it's going to show you how greed will get you where you don't want to go. So I was like, man, I ain't even going to deal with this dude, you know. So I went on about my day. And as the evening went on, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go do with this dude, right? So now I'm like, I'm chasing money. So he had stopped calling me because I started ignoring his calls, kept blowing him off. So he stopped calling me. But then I called him and was like, hey, look, you know, what's up, blah, blah. So he was like, it was almost like he forgot about, he was calling me. So he was like, oh, yeah, you know, let's do this, or whatever. So I was like, all right, cool. So I went to go meet him. And normally when we would meet literally inside his house and his family will always be there. So I always felt like secure or whatever. So this particular time, when I went to go meet him, he was like, oh, all right, then he was like, I'm coming out. So when he came out, he got in the car. So he was like, oh, well, we gotta go up the street because the dude up the street. So I was like, all right. So as soon as he get in the car, I feel like this awkward feeling because he got in the back seat. So already I'm like, I'm done. Not this dude. I know the game. You ain't supposed to let nobody get in the back seat. So he get in the back seat. So I'm like, oh man, what's going on? So we go to where we going, like right up the block. So I get the drugs out the car. So we walking up to go into this house. So it was a house. At the time, I didn't know it was an abandoned like drug house or whatever. So as we walk up to the house, he's asking me questions. And as he asking me the questions, all I hear was, you set up, you're going to get robbed. So I was like, I can't run. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, maybe it won't be the way it already been revealed that it's going to be. So the dude comes to the door. So when we walk in the house, it was like I had to walk down a little hallway and then it was another room we had to go in. So as soon as we start walking, I'm like, man, I'm done. Then we go into this another room. So I'm like, I'm really done. So as soon as he walk in, I walk in behind him. The dude come from behind the door and he smacked me with the pistol. So when he smacked me with the pistol, I throw the drugs in the floor. So dude like, shut up, telling me to shut up. So I'm like, just chill, you got what you want, there go the drugs or whatever. So the dude then, he had a hoodie on, so he takes the duct tape out the hoodie and throw it to my brother who I knew. So I knew the dude, I knew his brother, and his brother, you know what I'm saying, it was his brother. So I'm like, yo man, tell your man it's cool, you know, you got what you want. So he like, nah, you gotta be cool. So as the dude that I knew is trying to unravel the duct tape, I keep hitting his hand. So in the inner, when we walked in, there was like a big window in the house. The window had literally a piece of plywood, 2x4 board over the window. So I'm like, I can't get out of here. So we standing by another window, but the window was a double paned window. So I'm like, if I jump through this window, I got to jump extra hard because I got to jump through two windows. So and I'm still like hitting his hand. So this time he like, nah, you got to chill. So I'm like, no, I'm not chilling. You got what you want. Tell your man it's cool. Let me go. So by this time, the dude again come over, smack me with the pistol, like, shut up. So I'm like, man, like, I'm not going to be quiet. Yo, tell your man whatever. So now I'm like looking around. All of this, it seemed like it's a long time, but it's a short time that it's taking place. So as I look, As I turn around after he smacked me, I see the plywood, the wood had just fallen down off the window, like literally. So I'm saying, how did this wood get down? I'm saying this to myself. So I go to run. And when I go to run, the guy that I knew, he grabs me and we start tussling. So he telling his man that had the gun, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. So I'm like, nah, this dude not gonna shoot me. He gonna have to shoot his friend first. So somehow I kind of throw the dude on top of me and he's still saying, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. So we tussle, we tussle, we tussle. I get back up, and when I get up, he grabs me. But when he grabs me, I bend over and all my clothes come off my body. And when it came off, I was like 3 steps or whatever from the window. So I ran those little 3 steps and jumped out the window. And soon as I jumped out the window, the dude shot me. So I didn't know I was shot at the time. So I'm running down the street and I feel myself like get limp, but I'm like, I can't fall. So it was my adrenaline along, I didn't know, but it was really God, that I'm still running. Now it was 2000 and something. We had a big snowstorm. I'm from Philly, you guys, but it was a big snowstorm. So I'm running. So I still don't know I'm shot. So I run up on this main street and I hit the corner. So I see the police. So I'm like, oh man, the police gonna come. So I kind of like stop, but I still start back to running because the police just roll right by me. So I run past a bus stop. It was people at the bus stop. So as I run past, I go a little bit, so I hear this guy calling my name. So I'm like, oh my gosh, how did these dudes get on the corner this fast? So I'm running, so the dude called my name again. So by this time, I'm a distance. So I stop running and I turn around facing them where they was at, but I'm walking backwards. So he like, yo. So I'm like, who is it? So he tell me his name. So I'm like, oh, okay, you be in a barbershop with us. So he was like, yeah. So we start walking to meet each other. So I'm like, look, you got to get me out the streets, man. I just been shot. You know, they robbed me. Well, I didn't know I was shot. I was like, they just robbed me or whatever. So he take me to his house. So when we get to his house, I'm calling my guy. So, but I'm feeling like all of this wet stuff going down my leg. So I'm like, look, I know I was scared, but I hope I didn't pee and poop on myself at the same time, right? So I'm like, man, so I'm still feeling, but it's real warm. So I was in like an enclosed porch, so I couldn't see, and I had on like some dark pants. So all of a sudden, I just put my hand in my pants, and when I came out, it was blood everywhere. So I had as I jumped out the window, he shot me like in the bottom of my butt. It came out in my leg and it went into my knee. Looking back on hindsight, it was only the grace of God and God's covering over my life that kept me, because even if they wanted to kill me, they couldn't kill me because of what God had already had for me in this life. But to know now what I didn't know then, because I was a big fan of a dead person was my guardian angel. They was watching over me. So I'm still thinking my grandma, she was watching over me. And it was only the grace of God and God calling that he had on my life that really kept me from getting killed and kept me at that point and at that particular time. So the most important thing that I took away from the story was the wood was over the window, but God removed the wood. How he did it, the wood was gone. To this day, I don't know how that piece of plywood, whatever, came off the window, but it fell off the window and I was able to jump out the window and to escape.